It's Jeff's Weekend Gamer Show.
Hello, welcome to the Weekend Gamer Show. I'm Jeff, and this is the Roundup. Nintendo has issued a warning regarding fake websites spoofing the Nintendo homepage. The company says that these sites are using Nintendo's imagery to fool people into giving over personal information, such as credit card numbers, with the allure of wildly discounted systems. And I'm being told that we have a picture of the person behind the fraud. Can we put that up? That checks out. Battlefield 2042 is already known for being a buggy mess, but it's apparently gotten so bad that Steam has issued refunds beyond the usual 2-week window, while the overall player count has significantly dropped off. The game is apparently so deserted that even the cheat makers have abandoned the game. So if the players and the cheaters have abandoned ship, does that mean the rats are still on board? In related news, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is having issues of its own. Players have been reporting of being unable to kill other players for months. So maybe the rats did leave long ago. An oddity has appeared on the Microsoft Store for Game Pass games. The 20% discount given to all Game Pass games is now showing an end date for the discount on select titles. The dates given also lines up typically with when Microsoft removes titles in the middle of the month and the end of the month. But that could all be a coincidence. After all, if games like Yakuza, A Plague Tale, Control, and The Medium were all leaving at the end of the month, we would have heard about it this week. Instead, it appears that we have Nowhere Prophet, Xenocrisis, Cyber Shadow, and Prison Architect leaving. Wait. They also had February 1st end dates? Oh god, it must all be true. Those games are leaving soon. I gotta go and play all those Yakuza games. Still haven't played those yet. And the Plague Tale, I gotta get the Chivos. And then there's Octopath Traveler leaving in April. Dragon Quest Builders in May. And all those Final Fantasy games. That's not even all that happened for Microsoft this week, but I'm not feeling too good right now. Cut to something else. I need a minute. Well, look at how cute this game is. It's just puppies all around, looking cute, playing fetch and skateboarding. That is one talented pup. But even with that said, this game feels like a pain to play. Controls are mapped awkwardly, and no one seems to move right. But what do I know? I'm apparently a camera with legs, as well as an arm that stretches like Mr. Fantastic. I know this was made by some great folks in Vermont, but if they wanted to just take pictures of puppies, they could do that in real life with their smartphone, and it would have saved some much-needed energy. Thank you. News out of Activision Blizzard confirms that 37 people were thrown into billionaire tyrant Bobby Kotick's Sarlacc pit. Unfortunately, follow-up reports show that he was not one of them. However, it does appear that Kotick's time in gaming is coming to an end because of the biggest story in gaming in years. Microsoft has purchased Activision Blizzard. Yeah, you remember last week when Zynga was bought by Take-Two for $12 billion? Yeah, Phil Spencer looked at that and said, oh, that's cute, and then backed up a Brinks truck and purchased Activision Blizzard with all cash for $68.7 billion. Holy crap. Seriously, he just came in with more cash than was needed to theoretically buy Nintendo. If I were them, I'd be looking in my rearview mirror. Maybe add a warning that says objects are exactly as rich as they appear. And can I say how disappointed I am in so many of you? Look, I get that $68.7 billion is a bit more complicated to say, but you didn't need to jump all the way up to 70. We had a perfectly nice number ready to be estimated up to, and you just jumped right over it. But really, I should be disappointed in Xbox and Activision Blizzard. Not only did you have a chance for the biggest acquisition in video games, as well as the biggest all-cash acquisition in all of business, you had the chance to make the big acquisition be a meme. Instead, because of some sort of number crunching, you came up 300 million short. So we missed out on Xbox officially purchasing Activision Blizzard for $69 billion.
Nice. Nice!
No, it's not nice. We missed. And it wasn't nice for Sony either, as their stock tumbled so much they lost $20 billion in overall value. As soon as investors saw Call of Duty get bought up, they ran for their money like they were at the Fidelity Fiduciary Bank. And of course, there's an argument to be made about Microsoft becoming a monopoly in the video game space. But I will leave that to others to debate. For now, for a company that has needed it, there finally seems to be like a light at the end of the tunnel. And yes, while Bobby Kotick will be making a mint on the sale, he is expected to leave once this is all finalized. So, if you don't mind, can we please have the countdown to when Bobby Kotick leaves the video game industry? Where are we at? Okay, there we go. It's not optimal, but it's something. It's better than never. Besides, 18 months. How much trouble can he cause in 18 months?
This from the Wall Street Journal saying Mr. Kotick has been eager to change the public narrative about the company, and in recent weeks has suggested Activision Blizzard make some kind of acquisition, including of gaming trade publications like Kotaku and PC Gamer, according to people familiar with him.
Must count faster. Also, can I say that I find it interesting that Activision started life as a company breaking away from a major console manufacturer and are going to end life being bought by a major console manufacturer. Of course, it wasn't just potentially good news for the Activision Blizzard employees, it was also potentially good news for prolific voice actor and occasional lightning rod Troy Baker. Yeah, you probably thought you were getting away scot-free with what happened earlier this week. But guess what? The internet never forgets, no matter how hard you try or how hard you try to change. Anyway, Troy Baker has received an immense amount of backlash after partnering with Voiceverse NFTs. Oh, of course he did. I know you're probably sick of hearing about it, but if this is news, we gotta talk about it. It's like when Tara Strong tried to sell NFTs for an upcoming movie she was doing, and she called them environmentally friendly NFTs. First off, cute, not a thing. Second, I don't know, I'm having trouble coming up with words to combat these people. This is so exhausting. Does somebody have something we can use to describe people who try to sell NFTs?
Gonorrhea! Gonorrhea face! Gonorrhea! You've got gonorrhea face!
Too much. So in the pitch, Troy Baker said, "We all have a story to tell. You can hate or you can create. What'll it be? Why not both? After all, I like to follow the Warren Sapp school of painting." And I know video games draw a lot of power, but there are low power modes in all my consoles, plus I can stop them from drawing power with just the flip of a switch. Can your NFTs do that, Troy? I didn't think so. So what exactly are the NFTs that Troy is trying to pitch? Well, it's voices that someone can use to create audiobooks, YouTube videos, lectures, and even podcasts. Oh, goody. So you can have Troy Baker everywhere. I mean, who wouldn't want to interact with people voiced by Troy Baker? Or listen to a podcast where everyone is voiced by Troy Baker. Or play a video game where everyone is voiced by Troy Baker. Or listen to lectures performed by Troy Baker. What is wrong with you? Are you afraid you're going to disappear into the ether if you're not in everything you sell? Hey, where did all these extra ceiling lights come from? Okay, I'm not going to continue harping on this. I already did last week. So here's the long and short of it. the infrastructure isn't in place to accommodate for this technology, and what VoiceVerse is planning will harm up-and-coming voice actors when companies decide to just use the recognizable talent. There, let's move on. Now, nobody do any NFT-related thing for a while. Stop! Reports are coming out about a Project Spartacus for the PlayStation 5. As reported, it appears that Sony will begin adding in backwards compatibility, allowing PS1, 2, and 3 titles to be played on PS5. Really? With Jim, no one plays retro games, Ryan at the helm? Sure, like that'll ever happen. Oh, and you may try to shut down the system again, but you can't have my PS3, lest you take it from my cold, dead hands. Or it breaks and goes into obsolescence. Anyone have a timeline of when that happens? I gotta go. This has been the Roundup. Thank you for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Do the things. Do the things. I gotta go. I gotta see someone about something.
It's Jeff's Weekend Gamer Show.